Okay, guys, if you're losing 10-minute rapid games, especially in the late game, it might not be exactly what you think. Now, I'm Sam, and I've analyzed a lot of research from Grandmasters, and I bring it all together to every day have a focus and what to do in that 3-minute mark, especially in the rapid games. Now, what I've done is taken the Grandmaster research, which suggests a reset by, in the longer games, getting up and walking around and taking a break. Now, I'm consolidating that to have a 3-minute mark reset, and I'll show you that in the game today. Okay, guys, so another rapid game today. Now, my focus, as I might have said, is at the 3-minute mark in the game. Normally, there becomes some psychological pressure in which you end up. Oh, I got double sound here. Yeah, I got it open twice. Let me just close that. Okay, so you have this psychological pressure that at 3 minutes you have to start making, crazy moves, or perhaps you just feel that pressure. Now, what the Grandmasters recommend, as I said earlier, is to have this kind of reset where you just start walking around, you take a breath, you reset psychologically. Adapted that slightly for the 10-minute game because you can't really get up. I'm already stood up, or you don't have that much time. So what I'm going to do is just take a breath. I'm going to reset my mind, just look away from the computer for a second, take a sip of water, because all the resources indicate that it's key to be hydrated during the game. So that happens before the game, but perhaps it's good to get into um, the mode of just having a sip of water also. Now, we're in the Dutch defense. My opponent's playing very aggressive here. I don't think I have to do anything here. I can just move my queen across as well as unpin. I think that's the move here. And also now play this move. Now I want to keep these doubled as long as I possibly can. Or perhaps at some point when I get my queen out of the way, I might make a luft here. I think now is perhaps the time. Now, my opponent didn't. I've got a great square for the. So if my opponent comes here, I think I can still kick it, or I can perhaps already push, actually. Wants to develop the bishop at some point. No, I guess I get my bishop there and attack. Sorry, my knight there. So I get confused with the pieces when I'm streaming, actually. Now, queen or pawn? That's an interesting one. It says queen is hanging, so there is an argument for the queen to take this. Now, can he easily attack, is what I'm thinking. I don't think so. File. Then he can castle. So I think I come here. This is guarded by the knights, well protected. I can take this at any time. Force a move over here. Now this is hanging. It's good to know. I don't know if I like that move, because okay, he's got a strong knight now. Attacking this, I can just double, or I can come back here. No. Or if I attack, is there some way I can attack? Because his bishop's hanging now. So I guess I'd like to come here and push the pawn and get a check. I think I just come back for here for now. Okay. Like that pawn, if I come forward, he can come here or here. Okay. I mean, I guess I want to play that move at some point anyway. come here and here, or here and here. I don't really mind that. I guess I can just develop. I can come here, get tempo on the queen. But this creates a lot of pressure. If I come here, and now he has to castle here. Because he hasn't castled yet, so... I put in a tempo move. Perhaps I do. And then what's this move here? Takes. I think maybe this is even a stronger move. I need to recapture straight away. Okay, he can take the bishop, but he has to move somewhere. Interesting. Take. He's down, right? I think he's lost a piece here. Okay. Here and here. Guess it's still a fair game. Now I can force his knight back. Where do I want his knight back to? So that piece is done. However, I've got 2 rooks for those 2 pieces. Here, launch an attack, get my queen to the middle. It's an interesting endgame. Keeping awareness of that 3-minute mark. Okay, now, where do I want my rooks? I guess here, some point sack. Guess his knight comes back here to attack that and come in here or here. He's going to get a very strong knight, that's for sure. Oh, but I'm okay with clearing that square actually. Give that pawn up. Get my rooks very active. Although okay, now we've got an open file here. Now that should play in my favor, I'm hoping. Think about this. How can I get past pawn? Everything's quite cemented. Maybe going to have to... want to protect. Push here, perhaps. So we can take. It's got a very strong knight. Difficult. Okay, there's that 3-minute reset. Now, my opponent pushes here. Perhaps wants to play here at some point. Sees that. And now that bishop's hanging. That might be important. Rook against... Now we come here. My opponent does sack. Interesting. Does allow me to get in behind. Okay, interesting. Guess he wants to take here. Okay, let's infiltrate. Always come here with the king. He takes. So we can get a pawn behind first. Trying to keep on white squares here. May be able to clinch something here. My opponent playing very fast. Okay, he's going to be able to take that pawn. Do I care? Perhaps going to start being able to get some checks in. Now, do I sack the bishop? Not yet, I don't think. Sack the rook. Okay, let's keep going. Now, I don't think I want to try. Oh, I think I have to, actually. But can my opponent now stop this pawn? That's the key question. He can defend. Now, I can check here. I think I want to get it. Go here. We'll try. If I go there, I can go here. If I go there, he can go here. Okay, that's annoying. I have to give it up. I'm gonna try. Yeah, my opponent just too good here. I think I gave away a couple of mistakes, but yeah, we tried. Okay, there's no way I can win this in the time now. Okay, well, let's go over to the review and analyze how I did, focusing on the main focus here, which was to like stay in control. I was very slow, and the time control I think was quite poor. I can definitely work on that. But yeah, let's go over to the review. Okay, so first the manual analysis. Now the focus of today is to identify the biggest time leak. So I'm going to be looking for changes in the timer down here. So already I'm a bit behind on time. I know this position quite well. My opponent's playing very fast. Take is fine. Castle's fine. Okay. Now 10 seconds. I don't mind having a think in the early position. Now 30 seconds for this move was perhaps a big stream, although slightly more complicated, and my opponent doesn't spend much time. Now a minute on this move. Okay. Reasonably quickly. Another minute on this move, because I considered that. Now, this may have been the cause of my first mistake, but actually that's not the focus today. So, you know, I'm interested to see this in the analysis, but equally check again. So my opponent opts for that. Trade, we get the queen, and then he opts for two minor pieces for a rook, which actually gives him a piece advantage. Now, more importantly, okay, so I did make some hideous moves today, actually, but let's look at the 3-minute mark. Now, blunders in the 3-minute mark. It's quite a difficult position already, and a good one to analyze, because these are definitely my weak areas. I want to improve those a lot. So now let's consider this. I'll be interested with the analysis on, but first of all, just see if I can spot anything without. Now, obviously my opponent's knight is incredibly powerful and can come to any of these squares, actually. So perhaps the root of this was actually allowing that to happen, you know, allowing this trade. So yeah, be interested to see that. But let's see if there's any actual blunders. I want to come here. Now I could probably trade, because I'm threatening to infiltrate and infiltrate here. Perhaps that is the best move. And let's just consider that in the analysis. So I'm perhaps going to think, okay, big blunder. Obviously, it's just outside the 3-minute mark, but I consider that perhaps the first blunder. Let's go over to the actual analysis now, the engine analysis. Okay, from the beginning. I want to go up to the 3-minute mark, roughly, or it was just about the 4-minute mark, I guess. A bit further on, right here. Go back a couple of moves. Now, white is heavily winning already, okay? That's not a huge mistake. Do I get any chances? Okay, so I'm already lost by this point. I think it's just one of those unfortunate positions. I made a blunder in the early game. Let's just see if I do have any chances here. Okay, take's good there. Forced to take. Can't stop my opponent queening. Okay, yeah, I think just write that one down. Now I'm going to go over to the actual engine analysis. 80%, made one blunder. Mistakes and inaccuracies were really low though. So I think overall my opponent did just play a very good game. Let's check this one and see. Okay, so I was actually winning at some point. When my opponent takes, okay, I just make a blunder. I should have just taken with the bishop, and I've got a great position. My knight's coming in here. Yeah, try to get too complicated there. Okay, that's interesting. Because if I force, okay, my opponent has to go back, and then this pawn's weak. I've got a great bishop. At the moment, force this pawn forward, force this pawn to be weak. That's the way it goes sometimes. All right, guys, if you're getting some value out of this, would really appreciate a subscribe and a like. And yeah, if you've got any comments, I would also love to hear them. So yeah, take care, guys. See you soon.